Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is Love and Hip Hop New York Season 7 Episode 15 Reunion Part 1. Now, it starts off with Cardi B, Swift, Asia, and Hennessy. And the whole scenario here is that, here's the update. Cardi B and Swift, they're not dating, they're not a couple. Hennessy wants them to be a couple because she's like, oh, he's good to my sister, he's good to my family, he's good to me. He's nothing like Tommy, so that's all that matters. He's nothing like Tommy, so that's all that matters. So Cardi's like, what? Swift is saying, look, we're making money, we're working together, it's all good. No issues there. Asia comes out, and Asia, she's trying to tell her part of the story of the fact that she was overseas and Swift was starting to act new on her. He was starting to say some stuff to her about this woman that he's working with that made her feel a certain way. So then she started to do her own research, and of course she prejudged Cardi because a lot of people think, well, she's the type based on what she says and does that she definitely mess with my dude. Cardi made sure to acknowledge the fact that she never knew that he was in a relationship. Swift acknowledged the fact that he never told her that he was in a relationship. So she said, yeah, I shouldn't have been kissing him, but at the time, she didn't know that Swift was in a relationship. So she didn't do anything wrong. She's just thinking, okay, this is a producer, no issues, he's being nice to her, she likes him, they're close friends. Cardi's getting upset, and she keeps saying, okay, so what was the problem? How come you didn't like me? Okay, so what was the problem? Why you didn't like me? So what was the problem? So what's the problem? I don't understand it. You keep saying all this stuff, but you're not saying nothing. Tell me, what was it about me? What did I personally do to make you feel like I deserved to be prejudged? What did I personally say or do to you to make you feel like I need to be prejudged? And Cardi kept going, rattling on. Eventually, because Cardi kept interrupting her, it's like, well, so here's what happened. Yeah, so what had happened? Well, what I'm trying to say. So what are you trying to say? What? Nothing. Asia was definitely a little shook. Asia's definitely not the fighting type. So it's just like, okay, I know enough about this girl from seeing her on her Instagram and again, just like what we thought. She was prejudging Cardi. Cardi can come off a certain way, especially to people who don't know her brand and the fact that she says certain things, but it's more so to connect with people than her necessarily just being the type who does all the things that she says that she does or talks about. And so things took a turn for the worse because Cardi was irritated that Asia took 8 minutes to, not 8 minutes, but like 4 minutes to say something that she could have said in 1 second. I prejudged the girl. At least at the time I was wrong. That's all that needed to be said. That's all that needed to be said. Now Cardi, like I said, she was jumping down her throat, so half the time she didn't have a chance to say it. But Asia definitely was creeping with that response. So I get why Cardi was trying to say, just be honest, be truthful about it, let's stop mincing words, because you're not saying anything right now. You're not saying anything right now, so me interrupting you doesn't do much. Now when she took off her shoe to go and throw it at Asia, I'm like, okay. We're doing a lot right now. We're doing a lot where it's not even necessary. We're doing a lot where it's not even necessary. Swift apologizes to Asia again, letting me know we are together, and it was my fault because I didn't let you know what was going on. I was being messy about the situation, so it is what it is. I apologize. Asia took it because she said, no, I'm not interested in him. It doesn't even matter. Cardi said, oh, so is that the case? Oh, okay. Because Cardi went and sat on him when Asia was trying to tell her side of the story. The pettiness, this is funny to me. So I didn't care at this point. Like, as long as we're not fighting, as long as we're not doing excessive yelling when someone's trying to make a statement or a point, we're cool. We're cool. So she was sitting on him when Asia was trying to tell her side of the story. And then, again, when Cardi sat on him again to confirm, oh, so you still don't have any feelings? Okay, cool. Perfect. This whole stupid creep squad situation where it's really Self, even though Self has issues with Cisco, their issues are nowhere near on the same level that the issues that Cisco has with Rich. Rich and Cisco, you can tell that they were actually friends, and that they hurt each other multiple times, and because of that, So this was the reunion of security jumping in because Mona has enacted a new policy about no fighting. That's why there's all those security guards there this season, more than ever before. I mean, when Cardi got off the first time, you would have thought it was the Secret Service. Cardi got up. All she did was get up, and it was 5 big men circling her like, excuse me? Oh, you thought you were going to do, no, sorry, no, nope, sit down, nope, we're not leaving until you sit down, we're not leaving until you put your shoe back on, we're not, and while all this is going on with the Creep Squad, Mariah Lynn, she gets to say her piece, because she says Rich has been talking greasy about her, so that's why she felt the need to pipe up. Now, we do know that Rich doesn't like Mariah Lynn, and he's made it very known. And Rich acknowledges the fact that he doesn't like Mariah Lynn, has said some stuff about Mariah Lynn, and they weren't the nicest or kindest, but he doesn't really care. He doesn't really care. Do we care if he really cares? No, because if he doesn't like her, he doesn't need to like her. Now, what he was saying about her, though, about her being, he said, oh, that's Horiah. I'm thinking, Rich, you are the actual last person to be calling someone a hoe. Like, if you were a woman, this situation wouldn't even be happening because you wouldn't be on there. There wouldn't be no Creep Squad. Everyone would be looking at you like, you a hoe. So that's why I always side-eye you, especially when you're talking about other people being a hoe. You're upset with Cisco. Mariah Lynn was collateral damage. That's the truth of the matter. Nina brought up a great point about, so Mariah, you're upset with Rich, but Cisco is the one who talked about putting food in your, putting groceries in your refrigerator. Now, mind you, I didn't hear a denial. I never heard a denial. And she never denied it. Instead, she said, Cisco and I are actual friends. Both of our moms are going through a situation where they have an aneurysm in their brain. Mind you, I think both of their moms had an issue, like a drug issue. So clearly, people, there are side effects to abusing your body with drugs. Clearly. If this isn't showing you that, I don't know what will. But she acknowledges the fact that he did say what he said. We talked about it. He apologized. Cisco, of course, said he apologized about that. Cisco's definitely the type of friend where he seems like he could be a really great friend on one hand, but on the other hand, if he feels crossed, even for a moment, he seems like the type to go and put it all out there. Put it all out there, and I don't like that. That's not what I believe in. Cisco was going saying how, Rich, how are you talking when this man right here is wearing penny loafers with no socks during winter time in this little penguin outfit. What's going on? That was funny. But the narrative switches, so of course they got up a couple of times to potentially incite some type of fight. Mariah Lynn's like, get him, get Rich, get him. Here's the issue. The whole Creep Squad thing. Rich was definitely the main person who we thought of when we thought of the Creep Squad, branding-wise. All of them had their Creep Squad moments, except for Self. I felt like Self was just brought into the group because he was friends with them, and he was in some messy situations. But I don't even think that Self should really be a part of the Creep Squad. I feel like Cisco definitely earned his spot as being one of the founding members of something that just sounds stupid, period. What? And so when the idea to, because I believe Self said, DJ Self said that he was the one that came up with the idea to sell, which I'm thinking, how did they take Self? That's why I'm thinking this is all a business opportunity for Self. I don't even take Self seen seriously. It doesn't really seem like he has any real issues with anyone. It seems like it's all manufactured for the show. It seems like he's so comfortable in his own everyday life that kind of like a Kimbella, he'll come in here, shakes himself up, and then run. That's my issue. And Cisco fell for it. That's how I feel about this whole situation. Peter is saying how this is dumb. I shouldn't have to come in between the two grown men to solve their problems. And that's what we said as well. Why does Peter look so uninterested in this entire situation? Because he should be. He is grown. He's a father of 10. He shouldn't be entertaining 2 other grown kids. That's what he's doing. He doesn't have 2 grown male friends. He has 2 grown male kids to watch over and to be the mailman. Oh, well, you need to go to no. They don't like each other. They hurt each other. They're two very emotional people. And as a result, it's very easily to offend each other. But I did like the fact that Cisco brought Peter his money. He got him that check because he said, to make good, because I did go and block that opportunity for you. That wasn't for the show. That was a real thing, people. So I feel like we really can't be good until I do this for my brother. He brings him that check. And Peter says, yo, thank you. Tara, come up here. This is yours. This is yours. Right here. This is yours. Tara. Here. I said, and she went, took that, put it in her bra. I was like, ha. Now I'm thinking, dang, if he owed that to her, how much does he owe to the other? That's all that went through my mind after that happened. Thinking, if he owed that to her, how much did he owe to the other ladies? Now it's time for Snoop. I can't do Snoop's voice. It's very unique. Snoop and J Adrian's easy. I just need to get loud. Snoop said, I don't understand what happened. J Adrian was cool. She was cool up until we got to New York. Once we got to New York, that's when she flipped and switched on me. She decided, okay, now it's time for me to go and be extra loud and be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She already showed, like, people think that was fake. No, she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but it got to another level once we got here. Jay was trying to let it be known. First off, I left my son with his father. I did not just come here chasing a dream and chasing after no woman. I left my son with his father. So let's stop that right there. And I'm thinking, no one said that you left him with someone bad. We were just saying this feels like a diamond strawberry situation where you're crying about you're here and we know you want to be back home, because it just seems like all you're doing is, instead of working, you're following a relationship. Even though I guess when she explains kind of why she did that was due to the fact that she came here on the premise of she loves Snoop, so of course she was going to do that, but her and Snoop together were supposed to work together the whole time on different business opportunities. What ended up happening is Snoop was playing around with Sophie Green on the podcast, then decided to sign Sophie Green or work with Sophie Green, and Sophie Green herself wasn't the issue. The issue was the opportunities that I thought were going to be for me were going to some other chick. Like, what? Excuse me? And I'm thinking Snoop's storyline had so much more to this, but I guess the most interesting, most talked about moments were when she was arguing with Jay and having the issues with Jay. I looked at this whole thing like, really? We're really going to go and spend a couple of minutes on this foolishness? We're not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's all I need to say regarding that. It was stupid. It was stupid. It really was not necessary. So move on to something that is. Remy and Papoose. Oh, Lord. Got a little misty-eyed. Can't be fake about it. Because I said, and everyone was, when Juju was flat out crying, all the women were extremely uncomfortable. And you have to remember, some of the people on this show, they don't really watch the show back because they don't want to get caught up in the mess that's going on. They don't want to get their feelings hurt. So some of them don't watch the show. They wait until the reunion, or they try to, whatever they hear back is what people personally tell them. So they'll come to this reunion, and that's why they may act a certain way, because certain things may be new to them, or they may have found out in detail other things. Remy Ma and Papoose, shout out to them. Black love. That's really the segment needs to be. Of course, Remy talks about what happened and her atomic pregnancy, and she said that she's able to carry a baby. That's not the issue. She just needs to have a proper procedure so that when she does decide to get pregnant, that she doesn't have the atomic pregnancy again, because this is the second time it happened to her. When she got pregnant the first time as a teenager, this happened to her. And of course, Pap was saying how he wanted to support his wife because he knew that she would be beating herself up. He wanted the baby so bad, and well, yeah, they both did, but Pap was asking for the baby for so long, and so when she finally got pregnant, and I knew she was just going to blame herself, so I wanted to make sure that she was good. Remy was saying how I know Pap wanted the baby, and he also had to tell people, well, guess what? Remy got pregnant, but then she lost the baby, and he had to do that for a couple of people before it got out. And she said she didn't even want to go and speak life into something so tragic, but he said that people need to hear your story, and you need to do this for all the other people who don't talk about these personal things, like these real things. And he was right. I mean, I've never seen Remy guys get so much support for anything on social media like she did when that was announced. Everyone's just like, oh my God, no. Because what everyone could come around to and, support is when it has to do with a kid, especially a baby. Lord. So shout out to Remy, shout out to Papoose for, making sure that they were a united front with something like that. Because it was a lot. And Adrian was saying, I know I'm loud, I know I'm extra and this and that, but I can relate to you guys because the same thing happened to me. So I know exactly how you're feeling. I'm thinking, oh Lord, Juju was bawling because she said this is the first time. I didn't watch that mess. I didn't watch this silly season back, but because I didn't want to get upset. But this is the first time that I'm really finding out about all of this and in detail. So because you also have to remember, yeah. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna pick it up. We're gonna go to Mendeecees Baby Mamas. I'm thinking, Lord, that title alone is too much. Now here's all that really happens there, and I'm not saying all, because I'm gonna dedicate a couple of minutes to this foolishness. Erica is still trying to tell everyone about this storyline of when her and Mendeecees got together. Yandy is trying to say that no, that's that's inaccurate. That's inaccurate. The time frame's inaccurate. So then Kim, all of a sudden it jumps from them to Kim and Judy. Kim and Judy going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You did this. You help. And you help. You slut. You slut. You trifling. You trifling. You dusty. Your daughter's dusty. She cockeyed. She crazy. She cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Oh, who are you talking about? You, your daughter. You see her over there? She's trash. She's trash. Your son's trash. Your daughter's trash. You trash. You garbage. You want to start something? I'm thinking, are these mamas really getting up? And it was weird because at first everyone was looking like, these are people's mothers. What are they doing? Even the audience had this look of, what? Is this real right now? And then once they got loud and carrying on, it's like, see, they acting foolish. This is a joke. Nina, in Mo in the Messy fashion, called up Mendeecees, who I'm thinking this whole time, regardless if it's the truth or not, is of course going to be side towards what Yandy's story said. So I'm sure Mendeecees, when he started the conversation, he was like, okay, so I started off with, I knew Erica. We were friends, but I was dating Samantha. Me and Samantha and I were in a real relationship, and that's the truth of the matter. And a couple of years into the relationship, when I decided, no, not really feeling this anymore, I'm sure the feeling is very mutual. They don't seem like they care about each other at all. So I will give them that. But he said, yeah, I cheated on Samantha with Erica. That's not a secret. And so that time frame is accurate. Now, when she's saying, oh, I flew her to trips and this and that, we're friends. We were actually like friendly. So for one birthday or, every other birthday, if I said, do you want to go to the DR? Do you want to go to Puerto Rico? Is that cool? Is that cool? Do you want to do it? So if that's taking her all over the world and flying, then I guess that's what I did. Then I guess that's my definition of what I did. But as far as her knowing Yandy and all of that, Yandy didn't know about Erica until she saw this woman at the house one day and was wondering, wait a minute, what's going on? And she was spouting off on how her and Mendeecees were a couple and that he had things, she owned stuff for him. And I'm thinking, all right, Erica, I'm going to have to stop you here. I'm going to have to stop Mendeecees. Erica, we know that Mendeecees is playing yourself and Yandy. We know that to be a fact. So, regardless of the situation, regardless of the full truth, his story will always lean towards the side of Yandy. That's just, so that's why I said, you know what? This doesn't even matter. None of this even matters, because even if it's the truth, we're gonna side eye like, dude. Of course you're gonna say this because Yandy's your wife, so that's who you're gonna make sure to support in this case, in this situation, as it should be. Do I feel like Mendeecees, because he said, oh, Erica never said that he loved, that she loved him or that he loved her. I'm thinking, please, people throw the LOV word around very loosely, very loosely. So you can't tell me that that was the case. You can't tell me that that word was never thrown out throughout whatever type of relationship they had. I don't believe that part at all. I don't believe that part at all. Do I feel like Mendeecees probably strung her along to a certain extent? Absolutely. Do I think that Erica willingly and knowingly, knowing that she was a side woman at one point? Yes. And not cared? Yes. Yes. Erica seems like, you know what? This relationship is cool enough for me. We're cool. I'm cool. You're cool. We'll be cool together, even if you're with someone else. And it's not like she ever said that she didn't know that she was a side chick at some point. So that's why I look at this like, so what's the problem? The problem is Erica wants to be claimed. Samantha doesn't care about Mendeecees, so she doesn't want to be claimed. Samantha was already claimed as his actual girlfriend, so that's the issue. I'm looking, Erica, it's not a badge of honor to be claimed by Mendeecees. If a dude's playing you, then you need to move on. Then that dude's not for you. Now, mind you, of course, everyone's getting rowdy again. Oh, so now you're still lying? Now you're still being a hoe? Oh, now you're still being a skank? Oh, you're a cockeyed dog over there after the plum fool. We have Kimbella now wanting to take off her shoe and throw it at people. Oh my god. So then another fight ensues because Kim and Judy are going at it again. Erica's piping up against Kimbella and Yandy. Oh my god, this is tiring. This is tiring. This is a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. This is tiring. This is tiring all the same. Everyone's laughing at the fact that not that she was sick, not that Kim was sick, but the fact that they didn't believe her. Like, so you got all this rah-rah, but at the end of the day, you still are continuing to get rah-rah, even though you said you wouldn't get rah-rah. Yandy and Judy say, oh, I don't believe how she said, how she lie. Next thing we know, another fight ensues because they're like, oh, so you did this fight? You didn't talk about it's funny. It's like, oh, it's what 3 months? Oh, and your brother, this is all his fault. It is. That's not what we said. I think I just kind of implanted that. But Mendeecees' sister was like, no, you're not going to talk about my mother like that. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm talking to you. Kim getting up. Oh gosh, everyone getting up. Yandy, of all people, getting up towards Samantha, which didn't make any sense because I'm thinking, wait a minute, Samantha's been pretty cool this reunion so far. What's going on? And so then someone's going to hit Samantha or pull Samantha's hair next week. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is a plum fool and a half. Come back next.